Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me on the channel. I hope that you've had a blessed week so far and that it hasn't been too intense. And I do hope that the blessings of Berkano really found themselves into your life and brought some new flourishing ideas or very fun thoughts that were to come to pass for you. So, we're in the month of Rowan, as you guys know, and I procured this very fun book called Ireland's Trees. The Myths, Legends, and Folklores by Niall McCoyter. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But what really caught my eye, according to Rowan, which is known as Karen in Irish, also hope that I pronounced that correctly. The alternate name is Quicken, for it refers to its quickening or life-giving powers, which I thought was very interesting, because that would suggest to me that the energy of this month, of the month of Rowan, is going to enliven us. It's an energy of quickening that will bring some new ideas, new purposes, new thoughts. There's going to be a lot of movement forward, especially with Mars going into Capricorn and focusing a lot of that Martian energy into our day-to-day lives and how we can assimilate a better schedule or a better programming or a better management of our time, so that it aligns more ideally with our inner sense of self and our sense of purpose and what we're here to do. The whole life mission and such. What I also find funny too, or interesting about the quickening and the relationship of quickening, is that we are actually leaving Venus retrograde on Saturday. Thank goodness. Because leaving, look at that. It's going to bring a lot of victory, or a sense, I'm going to put it on this side, or a sense of relief when it comes to traveling into our shadow self, because I feel like there's been a lot of shadow work over the past week too, especially in regards to our relationships and our relationship to ourself, our relationship to our own ideologies, who we are, what we're feeling, the kind of relationships you want to be involved in, So I think it's a much needed reprieve to have Venus leave retrograde, go direct on Saturday, and offer its energy towards developing practices of self-love that now work towards nourishing ourselves and nourishing the energy or the wounds that we may have found during the retrograde period. So, let's see what the runes have to say for the week ahead. That's a lot of information. Okay, I'm excited. All right. So during the initial meditation, as you guys know, sometimes I do get little thoughts or downloads or things that come through, images and such. And one of the images that kept reoccurring was this blossoming tulip, which I really like, because tulips represent spring. It does represent that burgeoning of thoughts, burgeoning of new life, which is really good. So I'm excited about that, but I've also been feeling, as I was tossing them, come back friends, as I was tossing them, I guess they want to be read too. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, so as I was turning the runes, I kept having this thought of, wow, I'm so tired. And I think it's because of this combination of the astrological energies in play, but also connecting to what happens prior to birth, right? There is the contraction, there is the going within, there is the slumber, the hibernation, there is the winter point, right? The moment of allowing our bodies rest so that when the new life does come, we're ready to hit the ground running, so to speak. So again, do take your time to rest, to find that space for your physical body to recover. Now, for the runes, as you guys know, I tend to work from the center radiating outward. So we have Ingwas to begin our reading, which is really fun. Ingwas is the rune of grounded energy. It's the rune of the god Ing, who's the god of the earth, of this very grounded, rooted energy. So starting off this week, starting today, moving into the weekend, right, we can look forward to finding more opportunities to ground ourselves, more opportunities to allow the roots of our soul to find the places that nourish it, right? So if you really feel nourished by reading a book, see if you can incorporate that into your daily routine. If you feel nourished by working on your art every so often, if you're able to, please find time to dedicate to that art so that you can nourish yourself, to find that sense of grounding. Because as we prepare for this big beginning, whatever this big beginning is that I keep hearing, or this tulip energy, or whatever it is that keeps coming through, there is this beginning, this Berkano energy, this springtime energy, and we are heading towards spring. So as we're heading there, it's really important that we find that sense of grounding, we find that sense of rejuvenation and recovery. So as we get these downloads, as we're resting, really find the opportunity to truly rest. Because I know sometimes, I know for myself, I'll rest and I'll sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm resting. But then I'm thinking about 1,000 things while I'm resting, and I think to myself, okay, let me grab this, let me see if I can like do this real quick, let me just jot this down quickly, or you know what, let me just like listen to music while I'm resting. And sometimes you just need silence. Sometimes a part of the rest is clearing the mental chatter as well, right? Clearing everything so that you can have opportunity to just be silent within yourself. So we have Ingwas. Surrounding Ingwas, we have Othala, thankfully felt upright. We have Ewas, also felt upright, which is beautiful. And then we have Haglas. These are surrounding Ingwas, and they have radiated outwards. So these are energies that you'll see more so over the weekend. But interesting enough, for those of us who are in New York City, Haglas literally means hail, and we do have a projected snowstorm coming. So sometimes the runes do represent something very concrete. So there is a storm. There is a storm coming, and we'll have to take the opportunity to turn inward. Alongside that inward turning motion, to stay home, to stay indoors, to stay within the lighthouse, the lichomen, which is an old Germanic phrase, if I'm not mistaken, to represent the body which houses the light, to go within the lighthouse, to nurture the light within us, right? Othala and Ewas is transformation. For those of you who do the tarot, I oftentimes associate it with the chariot and with the wheel of fortune. It carries both of those energies. Othala carries a deeper sense of commitment to one's self. It has more of a Ten of Pentacles energy for me. I also find that at times it can have an Eight of Pentacles energy as well. There's a lot about movement. It's about spiritual growth. I see a lot of opportunities over the weekend to tap into yourself, to tap into the light within you through these grounding practices, whether it's meditation or reading or journaling or whatever it is, to offer yourself that opportunity to tap deeper into that sense of self, to that intuition, as the light starts to come back, to tap into that intuition, because that intuition carries the seed of home, carries the seed of what really makes you feel safe in yourself, safe to explore your heart, explore your mind, explore your desires, explore the things that you never thought that you could explore before, and using that impetus to create transformation in your life. So it really is a message of grounding, finding those grounding practices so that you can stand firm like an oak in the storm to come. It's just something that came to mind. Then we have a Norn reading at the bottom here. These are the three that kind of jumped out in the beginning. We have Berkano, which is that springtime growth and renewal. Also a lot of socialization. We have Wunyo, which is joy and happiness. Also connecting to higher powers. And Perthro, which is the rune of the feminine principle, connecting to your deeper sense of femininity, your magnetism. So I do see that there's an initial spark in the past, whatever that spark is, that then leads to, as you fulfill that spark, as you pursue it, it brings more joy and connection to your higher self. And then you have Perthro, which is a deeper sense of intuitive guidance that happens from this blossoming spark. So it almost feels like this Norn reading is saying what will happen as you connect to the runes, or as you connect to this energy that's being offered for this week ahead. So over the weekend, find yourself that opportunity to ground, to sit in silence, to meditate, to dance, to do whatever it is that makes you feel safe within your body. Then utilize that grounding energy to tap into whatever messages may come through, whether it's a thought, an inspiration, a feeling, a song that pops into your mind as you're resting, right? And then pursue that. See what the lyrics of the song are. Write down your idea and see if that's something that you can pursue in the near future or something that you can cultivate. And the Norns here feel as if what will happen if you pursue that spark, right? So that initial spark, that Berkano, as it jumps, the Berkano, then leads to that joy of following that intuition, which then ultimately leads you to a deeper sense of truth and trust between yourself, your heart, your mind, your body, all parts of you developing that self-trust. We also have Lagos in reverse here in the outskirts of the reading. And I feel like for some of us, we may have a lingering sense of anxiety or lingering energies of doubt, lingering energies that are suggesting or, feeling down, right? There'll be moments where you'll feel down this week. So after the weekend, after all this working through the inner self and the grounding and all the fun stuff, there is going to be this corona is what I heard. It's like almost like an eclipse. Like we have the sun in the middle, the moon goes over, and then there's this corona of light. But this corona instead is this lingering doubt or lingering insecurity or lingering feelings of malaise or tiredness or anxiety, whatever it may be. Please work through those ways. Please work through that energy in ways that may be beneficial to you, in ways that you know how. Find your community support, connect to a therapist if you have one, or journal, or find whatever means that help you feel a little bit more grounded and centered. So, a lot of energy for the week ahead, which I find very curious and very interesting. So, I hope that you guys really use this time to connect to yourself, connect to the things that make you feel grounded, centered. And as you connect to that energy, use it to really let go and rest. Allow the shoulders to fall, the jaw to slacken, allow the tongue to fall from the roof of the mouth, right? To really let go, which I know can be scary sometimes. A lot of the times. A lot of the times it can be scary. But please use the energies of this week, which are very transformative energy, to center, ground, refocus on the things that inspire you, and then work towards those things if you feel called to do so. So, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you hanging out with me and sharing some time and enjoying the practice with me. At least I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it resonated. And of course, if it doesn't, please don't worry about it. There are many readers on YouTube, many people who do share their practice, and I'm sure you'll find someone who does have a message for you today whenever you do find this video. And please like and subscribe if you do enjoy this video. It really helps and I really appreciate it. And also I'll have a link below to my new newsletter, which is called Solas, and the newsletter is going to be a monthly almanac that you guys can use, that will have spiritual advice. It will have the astrological weather that's coming up, and it will also have a reading for the month ahead that will offer some guidance as to how to work through the month, or what we can look out for in terms of the energies that the month may bring for us. So if that feels like something you'd like to try out, I'll have the link below. You can click the link, put your email, and then you will be subscribed. And for now, I just have a little like coming soon post on there and it will be released on February 1st, so you can look forward to that. And I really appreciate you guys joining me today. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next week here on the channel. Okay, bye everyone.